Welcome to a new deep dive. Today, we're plunging into the dynamic world of AI.
Yeah, not just the headlines.
Exactly. We're looking at the tangible impacts, the real stuff, and also these fascinating debates shaping its future. We've got a stack of incredible sources, really, that show how AI is transforming everything.
From like the physical movement of goods.
Right, to the very information we consume, and even how governments are trying to, grapple with its rapid evolution.
It feels like a really crucial moment, doesn't it? AI's presence is becoming so much more ingrained in our daily lives.
It really is.
So this deep dive should help you understand the significant shifts happening right now across industries, public policy, give you a clearer picture, hopefully.
Of the opportunities and, well, the complex challenges, too.
Definitely. We'll unpack the specifics and the sources, see what it all means for you.
Okay, let's unpack this. Where should we start? How about with how AI is quite literally moving things around us?
Makes sense, like physical impact.
Yeah, let's look at a massive milestone from, well, one of the world's biggest companies, AI in motion, Amazon's robotic revolution. Okay, first source, Amazon. They've hit this huge milestone deploying their 1 millionth robot in warehouses
1 million.
over 13 years. But here's where it gets really interesting, I think. The Wall Street Journal reported that Amazon's warehouse network might soon have, get this, as many robots as people.
Wow. As many robots as people.
And already 75% of their global deliveries are robot-assisted. Imagine that scale.
It's absolutely staggering. And what's fascinating here, from what I'm seeing, is how Amazon isn't just adding more robots, they're making them smarter.
Right, enhancing their intelligence.
Exactly. They've released this new generative AI model, DeepFleet,
Yeah.
built using Amazon SageMaker, trained on their own, warehouse and inventory data, loads of it,
And the goal?
to coordinate robot routes more efficiently. They're saying it increases the fleet speed by 10%.
10%, that's significant.
It is. And it raises a big question, right? If this kind of AI optimization is happening at Amazon's scale, what does that mean for the broader logistics landscape,
Yeah.
the whole supply chain?
And it's not just about efficiency, like routing them better. The sources also say Amazon's developing robots with new capabilities.
Like Vulcan.
Yeah, Vulcan, unveiled in May. It has 2 arms, one for rearranging things, one with a camera and a suction cup. But most notably, it has a sense of touch.
A sense of touch, that's a leap.
It feels like it. It makes me think, are we just, a few steps away from robots making my coffee exactly how I like it, sensing the temperature, the texture?
Huh. Maybe not coffee tomorrow, but it points to something real. Are we entering an era where robots aren't just efficient, but, like you said, finely tuned?
Yeah.
More nuanced in physical interaction.
Things like it.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture, Amazon's investments, going way back to their 2012 acquisition of Kiva Systems.
Right, that was huge then.
It shows this long-term strategic commitment, doesn't it, to robotic integration. It's not just about automating tasks anymore.
It's deeper.
Yeah. They're next-generation fulfillment centers, like the one in Shreveport, Louisiana, designed to have 10 times as many robots as current places.
10 times.
So this isn't just a trend. It feels like a fundamental reshaping of industrial operations. For you, the listener, it means, well, faster deliveries, for sure.
Can't complain about that.
No. But it's also a real glimpse into the future of physical labor and how jobs might evolve alongside these machines. 2, AI and information, fact-checking and content compensation.
Okay, so shifting gears a bit from physical goods moving around.
To digital information, also moving around.
Exactly. Our next source dives into X, formerly Twitter, and this fascinating and maybe controversial pilot program.
The community notes using AI?
That's the one. Allowing AI chatbots to actually generate community notes. Those user comments that add context to posts?
Right. Vetted by other users for consensus. We see them clarifying AI videos, adding context to political
All
stuff.
sorts of things.
And that whole community-sourced fact-checking idea, it's been pretty successful for X, hasn't it? So much so that Meta, TikTok, YouTube are trying similar things.
Meta even got rid of their third-party fact-checkers for it.
Right. But here's the rub. Introducing AI. Can these chatbots, like X's Grok or others, hooked up via API, Can they really be reliable fact checkers?
Especially with the whole hallucination problem, AI is just making stuff up.
Exactly. How common that is. It's a big hurdle.
It really is. The sources mention a paper from researchers working on community notes. They suggest humans and LLMs, the big language models, should work together.
A partnership.
Yeah, like human feedback improves the AI, but humans always have the final check. They say the goal isn't an AI telling you what to think.
But helping humans think more critically.
Right. Empowering humans. But for you, the user, there's a real concern, isn't there? What if the AI prioritizes being helpful over being accurate?
Or what if the human raters just get swamped by AI-generated notes? Can they keep up?
That's the question. X plans to test it for just a few weeks before rolling it out wider. We'll see.
It definitely leads us to another critical area, though. Still on AI and information. How content creators get paid.
Hmm.
Or don't get paid.
Ah, yes, the compensation piece.
Cloudflare, the cloud infrastructure provider, they serve like 20% of the web. Huge footprint.
Mm.
They've launched this new marketplace called pay-per-crawl. And it's potentially a big idea, a new business model for publishers in the age of AI.
Okay, pay per crawl. So what's the problem they're trying to solve here? Publishers have relied on Google search for ages, right?
Exactly. For decades, that traffic was their lifeblood. But now, with AI chatbots summarizing information, that revenue model is fading fast.
We've seen the lawsuits, the New York Times suing tech companies.
Right, for training AI on their content without permission. Others have cut deals, licensed their content.
But that's often just the huge publishers, right? And the money isn't always clear.
Precisely. Cloudflare wants to create something more durable, a system where you, the publisher, can actually set the price.
How do we work?
Well, this pay-per-crawl experiment lets website owners basically choose. Charge AI crawlers a small fee, a micropayment, for every time they scrape your site.
Or let them scrape for free.
Or block them entirely. And crucially, new sites set up with Cloudflare. They will now default to blocking all AI crawlers.
That's a big shift. Default block.
It is. They call it the default of control, and several big publishers are already trying it out. Condé Nast, Time, the Associated Press.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting for publishers, I thought. Cloudflare's data, it suggests publishers are getting a much worse deal now than with Google.
Tell me about it. The numbers are wild.
So Google's crawler scraped sites maybe 14 times for every click-through, every referral they send.
Okay, 14 to 1. Seems reasonable.
But OpenAI's crawler, 1,700 scrapes per referral.
1,700.
And Anthropic's, 73,000 times per referral.
73,000. That's an incredible disparity, a huge imbalance.
It really is.
And it raises this really important question about the future, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Especially with these AI agents people are talking about.
The ones designed to go out, visit websites, and bring info back directly to the user.
Exactly. Bypassing the publisher site altogether, Cloudflare sees the true potential of pay-per-crawl in that future, this agentic future.
So the AI agent has a budget.
Kind of. Imagine an AI agent researching, say, cancer treatments for you, or finding a restaurant. It could have a budget to programmatically buy the content it needs.
Wow, that's a bold vision.
It is. And Cloudflare is exploring things like stablecoins for these micropayments. But the challenge, the big hurdle.
Getting everyone to agree.
Yeah, getting publishers and the AI firms to buy into this new model. Especially since AI companies are, currently getting most of this content for free.
A tough sell, maybe. 3, AI and policy. The regulation debate. Okay, finally, let's zoom out. The biggest picture, how governments are trying to, regulate AI, if they even can.
Right. And our sources point to a really significant development in the U.S. Senate just this week.
The vote on the state regulation ban?
Exactly. An overwhelming vote to remove that controversial 10-year ban on states' abilities to regulate AI. It was part of the Trump administration's big, beautiful bill.
This AI moratorium, yeah. Senator Ted Cruz proposed it. And some big Silicon Valley names were behind it, weren't they?
They were. People like Sam Altman, Mark Andreessen. Their argument was basically it would prevent a confusing patchwork of regulation across different states.
Which they said could stifle AI innovation.
Right. But the opposition was pretty strong and bipartisan. Democrats, many Republicans too, warning that a ban like that would harm consumers.
And let powerful AI companies operate with too little oversight.
That was the concern. It really highlights the core challenge here, doesn't it? How do you balance innovation, letting the tech develop with necessary protections for people, especially when it's moving so fast?
It's the central tension. And the vote itself had some drama. Senator Marsha Blackburn, she initially opposed the ban.
then agreed to a shorter 5-year version with Cruz.
but ultimately pulled her support completely. Joined Senator Maria Cantwell to offer the amendment to just strip the ban out.
And the result?
Almost unanimous. 99-1 to remove the AI moratorium.
Wow, 99-1. That sends a pretty clear message.
It does seem to.
Lawmakers on both sides seem to believe states should keep the ability to create their own AI rules, rather than having a blanket federal ban.
So no single federal approach for now, at least on this front.
Looks like it. For you listening, it means this whole conversation around AI governance, it's far from over. Different places might take very different approaches to managing this technology. We could see quite a varied landscape.
Outro. So from robots with a sense of touch changing warehouses
To AI possibly fact-checking our social media feeds,
to this whole new marketplace trying to figure out content compensation.
and right up to these really heated debates in the Senate about who even gets to regulate this powerful tech.
It's just crystal clear, isn't it? AI isn't just some abstract concept anymore. It's an active, evolving force in our world right now.
Indeed. This deep dive really shows us AI isn't one single thing. It's this whole collection of innovations. And yeah, they're creating incredible efficiencies.
But also these profound societal questions we're just starting to grapple with.
Absolutely. The
Yeah.
speed of it all.
Oh,
Yesterday's science fiction is, well, it's today's reality check. And the impact touches every corner of our lives.
it really feels like we're watching the future unfold in real time.
Yeah, and trying to keep pace with the implications. That's a deep dive in itself, isn't it?
It really is. So maybe here's a final thought for you to ponder as we wrap up. As AI keeps integrating into, well, everything, physical tasks, how we get information, how might our own human roles need to adapt?
As workers, as consumers.
As citizens, even, how do we evolve to really thrive alongside these increasingly intelligent machines? Something to think about.